I wanted to talk about this Chris Brown. If anybody has seen the Chris Brown, hey, how you doing, Gabrielle? If anybody saw the Chris Brown and well, not Chris Brown because it was really Usher. Usher bringing up a girl up on stage, and she didn't really want Usher in her face. Which, you know what I'm saying? I'm not one of those people that's on like Usher's side. I wouldn't want him on me either. You know what I'm saying? Sweaty, funky. Y'all, just because you a celebrity don't mean you not funky and sweaty. Like, you know what I'm saying? And all greased up. And plus, you allegedly got the herpiter, But what was really weird to me, though, was that there were so many women in the comment section saying, like, oh, Usher, he old, I no girl wants Usher all over them. He's old, his time is up. But my thing is I think he may be 10 years older than Chris Brown, but Chris Brown is almost 40. So it's just like, what is the difference between Chris Brown and Usher? If we're talking about old men or older men bringing up girls that are in their early 20s to freak on, Chris Brown would be the same way. And for the life of me, I don't understand the grace that is constantly given to Chris Brown. I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all. Like, it just don't make no sense to me. Like, I don't understand. I mean, just instantly when women start talking about how much they love Chris Brown, like, I don't know. It's like I lose a little bit of respect for you. And it's not like I can't say that I've liked some songs by Chris Brown. I have. I have. However, just really liking him as a person and going crazy, I just think that's like very weird. But oh, and hey, how you doing, Whitney? Hey, how you doing, Zuri and no Emily? You want to go first, Gabrielle?
Yeah, sure. I saw this on Twitter, and I guess the situation was like there was a girl. I think she was 24, and like kicked her off the stage, and it's like I feel like if she's not comfortable with this man all over her, that is her right. I mean, I know a lot of times male celebrities will, I don't know, do like the whole dancing thing with like the stage props or whatever, but like at the end of the day, if she doesn't consent to it, she doesn't consent to it. And it's like I don't know, I saw like
Hey, Gabrielle.
Yeah.
She said that she came for Chris Brown. That's who she wanted to bring up. So I think she would have been cool if it had been him. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, but like, yeah, either way, I mean, look, I mean, like I always say, if two consenting adults literally, or however many consenting adults, as long as everyone is of age and consenting, I don't tell anyone what to do. But I just do think, even if she wasn't comfortable with Usher, I think that's completely fine too. It's like, I saw like a 4-second video of it. I didn't watch the whole thing, but it's like he, I guess, kicked her off stage. But like in the 4-second video I saw, he seemed annoyed, and it's like this idea that like a woman would dare to not, want him all over her. I mean, this is, to me, it's just like a male entitlement thing, and this is why I just don't care about males' issues collectively, because I feel like he had the attitude of like, oh well, she should be glad that I brought her on stage, and how dare she not want to lay on a bed. It's like I don't know. I just think that's the attitude he had. I mean, I think at the end of the day, like if she didn't want Usher all over her, I think that's her right, and I think he should have been more respectful of that and not thrown her off the stage. Like, he could have easily sang and just like kind of let her sit there, but he didn't want to do that because I mean, I could go on a whole rant, but again, this is just to like wrap up because I know the other ladies have to speak. This is why I don't care about males' issues, because they do, a lot of them have this like entitlement towards women. So like basically, unless it's like a man I know in my life who is like I have vetted, I just don't care, because I see how they are with women. And like even now there are some people online who are like attacking her and saying, oh well, why did you go up there? But it's like, she has the right to not consent. I mean, but that's just my opinion. Okay, wait, guys, can I say one more thing? I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, someone in the comments said, but she agreed to go on stage and be a part of his. I don't care. She agreed to go on stage. Agreeing to go on stage, that doesn't mean that she has to let him dance and grind, and that doesn't mean she has to lay on a bed for him. This is what I'm talking about, and I bet that it's a man who said this, and this is why, to whoever said that in the comments, this is why I don't care about your gender's issues, because you guys have no respect for women. You think that a human woman is the same as like a bed on a stage. Like, this is why I don't care about men's issues, but I will land my plane there.
I got you, Gabrielle. Also, just wanted to say, she made a post or whatever where she was talking about how beautiful she is, and she has pretty privilege, and she can go places. Her face card can go places that the rest women cannot go, and things. And you know what? I feel like she had a right to like not have Usher all over her. Like I said before, I grew up on Usher. You know what I'm saying? He's in my generation. However, I like I said, I wouldn't want him on me. So I'm not faulting her for that. But I do think it's weird that you know the deal. You know these guys um freak on these girls that come up there. Do I think that's right? No, I don't. I don't. I remember when my husband took me to a Tank concert, actually the only concert that I've ever been to. He took me to, and there were women literally in that went on stage that pulled out their breasts to show him. I was flabbergasted. I could not believe it. So I mean, I understand all of that, but what I do think her post was weird. You know, I'm still gonna be on a woman's side somewhat. I'm not defending Usher or anything like that, but I think that she didn't have any problem, you know, because I think most women that would have a problem with their routine would never accept the invite to go back there. I think her only problem was is that it wasn't Chris Brown. But I do agree with Gabrielle when she says that since it wasn't Chris Brown, she do have a right to say no. But I do think that she messed up how she could have played things to get people on her side. If she had just simply said, you know, I wasn't comfortable, you know what I'm saying, with what was going on. You know, I wanted to be brought on stage. I wanted to enjoy it, but I just was nervous, or I wasn't into too much of that. You know, I'm a reserved or, you know, person or whatever. I think it would have been cool, but I just think that when she went and made that post talk about how, you know, fine she is and everything, I think that's where she probably lost like a lot of her female supporters. I think she shouldn't have said none of that. She shouldn't have said none of that. And then you saying, oh, you know, I went up there for Chris Brown, Usher and all that. Like, you know, it was just not gonna work out for you. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like the way she played it was wrong. But if she had played her cards correctly, she probably could have got who she was angling for later on down the line. Because, you know, Chris Brown turns off critical thinking skills when somebody is lacking melanin. But anyway, I mean, but I do understand what Gabrielle was saying. And I don't think anything that Gabrielle said was wrong. I think it was correct. You know what I'm saying? But I was just saying because I don't think Gabrielle has seen her responses and stuff. And I think that's what really, if you see people saying stuff about her now, I think that is really why. I don't think it's that, at least from women, I don't think that it's women that feel like, you know what I'm saying, she shouldn't have did that. But I mean, you know, that it was wrong of her to so-called reject Usher. But then, you know, you got to think about it. Usher is like, I think 47 or something. He's older than I am. And you got to think like, this man is probably used to women throwing themselves, you know, at him, and it's been that way for like the last 30 years. So having a woman that seems like she not on it, that was probably humbling for him. You know what I'm saying? And that's probably why. But then it's like, I feel like he was kind of, and I hate to say this because I don't, you know, I'm one of those people that I remember how Usher had to pay out money for allegedly. I just say this so I don't get sued, but the documents are for you to research that he was knowingly transmitting the herpaderp to black women, specifically black women. Okay, so he's not a good dude in the first place. You know what I'm saying? But I do feel like yeah, no, I'm just gonna leave it there. All right, let me just keep going. But I don't like Usher either, so I don't want nobody to think because I'm just saying all sides that I have any type of like for Usher, because I don't, or Chris Brown, nonetheless. Kalandra, you had something to say, sis?
I think yeah, Zuri in the UK, I think, or maybe Poland. I don't know, but I know they say he'll be sentenced October 26th. My bad. We were talking about Chris Brown going to the slammer. I think, like you said, Trigger. I think Usher's ego was deeply bruised because, like you said, he's probably used to women throwing themselves at him and acting like he's the star of the world. So if she wasn't comfortable with that, I do understand that, but I do think her response was kind of, it was wild for me because, like, why do you have to call people names? Um, I didn't understand her response. I really didn't get it at all. Like saying that you're pretty and other people are not attractive and broke. That was kind of mean. Like, why did you have to go there? But I do think that if she wasn't comfortable with it, he should have accepted that. But I definitely think his ego was deeply hurt. But I don't understand why people like black women or anybody would go to the concerts of those two men. Like, I really don't understand why you would spend your money, even if you were, you know what I'm saying, broke or not. I wouldn't spend my money on seeing them.
Yeah, I mean, I totally understand what y'all are saying. I remember what I was about to say too. I was gonna say that people were saying that, he was being like arrogant, right? By kicking her off the stage. But it was like she was visibly acting like she didn't want him to do nothing. So if he had just went ahead and kept on doing what he was doing without acknowledging the fact that she looked uncomfortable, he would have got called a predator and like a pervert. So, and then him kicking her off, then that also made him look like he's egotistical dirtbag that got his feelings hurt. So really he was gonna be screwed in the public eye regardless. How and like I said, the girl could have capitalized off of that, but by all that crazy stuff she said, now she can't even do that. She's a goofy. I don't know who her peoples are, but they should have told her like, girl, don't do that. Just be silent. Because all I saw were a whole bunch of men that were like, oh, she's classy. Not everybody wants to be touched by Usher or Chris Brown, So I was like, okay, well maybe she can parlay this into something. But now she done went off the rails, so now it's just kind of like, girl, you squandered your chance at your 15 minutes. But go ahead, Courtney.
Hi, ladies. Good afternoon.
Hey.
I really, honestly, I don't keep up with this. It somehow find me, but I did see the post earlier, and I read it because I noticed this has been a trending topic for the last couple days and such. Start off, I never really listened to Usher or Chris Brown. I'll say that. I know, once again, it's one of those situations like you really got to separate the art from the artist, because I hate that a lot of these people are talented. I'll give them that, but they're not good people and they just so happen to be public figures. And honestly, I will never understand, like you guys were just saying, just spending my hard earned money to go to these concerts with a bunch of other people, and we're going to see these people that are really good. Like, I can just listen to it on YouTube if I really want to, not pay a dime. But as far as the Usher thing, I could honestly tell his ego was hurt. I didn't know like what was going on, honestly, but like I couldn't tell if the girl was uncomfortable or if she really didn't just want to be up there, but she just so happened to be up there. And then I found out that, okay, she was there to actually see Chris Brown. And I was like, well, for one, ain't Usher married? So I get, like, when you're in the public eye, you gotta put on a show for your fans or such. But I was like, that's kind of weird. Like, I get that's their job, but I just think that's weird that he has a wife. And for two, once again, he has medical issues going on, like you just said. And so I was thinking to myself, dang it, I don't know what was going through that girl's mind, but he's probably up here sweaty. This is not who I'm here for. And, it's just a lot going on. And I saw that some men were calling her classy too, because she wasn't like when I saw her post and she said, "What did y'all expect me to do? Just get up there and get a freaky deaky with him?" And I was with her at first, but the stuff she said at the beginning, like you guys were just saying, she really just blew it, because I understand his Usher's fans were attacking her, and she honestly could have handled that much more maturely. I just think she had a irrational, immature response, just young-minded, I guess. And so I was with her until she said all the extra stuff about the privilege and stuff, and it's like, okay, now you're kind of thinking like everyone else. And as far as her wanting to see Chris Brown, I will never understand the chokehold that man has on people. And I just, honestly, like I said, I watch her videos, Trig, and I think it's so embarrassing that people will pay like thousands of dollars just to take a picture with them, and he's just making bank off of black women specifically, melanated black women specifically, and just using them for their money. And that's really just disheartening to me, because it's like, y'all can really save y'all's money and spend it on yourselves. Go where you're appreciated, not tolerated, or not tolerated. And I'll land there.
All right. I got you, Courtney. I mean, I definitely agree. I almost went and screenshotted all of these comments, because it was all of these black women, like I said, on another post saying that, like, oh, Usher is like old, he washed up and everything. And I was just like, Chris Brown is almost 40. Doesn't the same thing apply to him? Didn't he just have a baby with somebody that he's supposed to be in a relationship with? But all of these women are cool, kissing him in the mouth, and who knows what Chris Brown got either. Like, you never know what any of these guys have until somebody comes out and says, hey, he gave me the bum bumps. Like, just like with R. Kelly. They said R. Kelly had the herp and was having intercourse with these young girls and stuff, knowing it. So it's like, you think that these men are out here I wish people would know the amount of, like, the ratio of STDs. You're talking about a famous singer, Chris Brown, who's going everywhere. Women are throwing their drawers at him all the time. He is also indulging whenever he feel like it, all over the world. You think that man probably don't got the same thing Usher got? But, it is what it is. Keep kissing him in the mouth. See what happens in the next couple weeks when you got flu-like symptoms and you find out. Never mind. Let me stop. Go ahead, Zuri.
Hi, Trig. Hi, everybody in the
Hey.
chat, in the panel. I just want to say I pretty much agree with everyone else. Honestly, like, I do feel like she does have the right to not want to be up there, not want to be touched and all close upon him, but obviously she knows how these things work. She was led up there. She knows how these things work. So if you didn't want to be up there, you couldn't have went, but we clearly could see that she was okay with it because she wanted Chris Brown. And honestly, I do feel like the fact that she's a Chris Brown fan and you're even there, that already says a lot about her. I don't know her personally. We don't know her, but the fact that you're there and you even favor Chris Brown is like, okay, clearly you're that type of girl. Okay. And then honestly, like, it's just, it kind of annoys me how these, and no hate to light skins, no hate to red bones, but it kind of annoys me how they always throw this pretty privilege face card thing out, like having pretty privilege and this face card is just the epitome of life, and if you don't have this face card valid, it's kind of annoying. It's like they treat being like pretty to the male gaze as some like some like life. I don't know how to explain it, but the way the way they say these types of things, it rubs me the wrong way. Like, it's just, because she was making a comment like, oh, only girls with face card could get in a VIP, and it's just like, why do y'all talk like that? It rubs me such the wrong way. But she has it was the opposite of humble, and that's what I feel like threw everyone off. She has the right to not want to be rubbed up on, whatever, but the fact that she went on social media and said all these things, I hate when they use being pretty and this face card valid, like it's this amazing thing in life, but half of y'all don't even be getting treated the way you want to be treated. So it's like, is this face card valid, pretty privilege thing really that important? Like, I land there.
Right, all right. Zuri, I think that you brought up an important point, and it's something that I've also thought about myself. And um, where people make being attractive to men or even being beautiful alone, because just because let's just say you don't have the validation of men. Let's say you live somewhere where there were no men there. If you're beautiful, you'd still be beautiful. But I feel like saying that is not a flex ever, because I think about some of the most beautiful women that I've ever seen, whether they be black women, white women, whoever, Asian women, Hispanic women. I think about how so many women that are truly beautiful get okey doked and dogged out by men and life in general. So really, what is it doing for you? Because normally women don't speak about pretty privilege in any way other than how it it relates to men. And I could have sworn that beautiful women were out there being dogged out. I think about Bernice Burgos, who I always thought was like one of the most beautiful women that I had seen, that was in the public eye. She was out there being a side chick to T.I. and getting dogged out. You think about Lisa Ray. I know I'm in a different generation, so I'm saying people that's older than y'all might not know. But Lisa Ray, who was like really, she's still pretty, but I'm talking about back in her, prime days or whatever people want to call, getting dogged out by men, multiple men. Halle Berry got dogged out by multiple men. You know what I'm saying? People think, Beyonce is beautiful, dogged out by multiple men. People think that Kelly Rowland is beautiful, which she is. She mentioned being in an abusive relationship, getting beat on and dogged out. So it's like, exactly, okay, so you're beautiful, cool. You're pretty, cool. You got the pretty privilege to be noticed by men. What is that getting you? Because you getting dogged out just like a girl that pretty is. And I swear, the women that I see getting loved on and whatnot by men that have men don't play about them, they don't be like that. They just be maybe, moderately attractive or average looking women. So really, what is this extreme beauty getting you? Nothing. And this is something my mom told me. And I don't know if anybody will agree, but this is just something my mother told me growing up. She said that when you are an extremely beautiful woman, when you're able to attract like certain men, those men, because they were able to get that attractive woman, they are used to getting a lot of women that look like that. So you're no longer special just because you're beautiful, because the men that you're attracting that you would be into also have a lot of options. So they're treating you just like, quote unquote, an average man would treat an average woman, because he would have access to those women. You get what I'm saying? Which is why at the end of the day, it all evens out, if that makes sense. But my mother just always used to tell me that. She used to be like, because, when you're growing up and you're a teenager and everything is about looks and you're making sure that you look pretty. I remember one time my mom just sat me down and told me all of that. And I just was like, it's something that I've never forgotten. So it's like, for anybody that's listening, if you feel like, oh, you're not pretty enough, or look at these girls, they can do this, they can do that, but I can't do that. Look at what be going on with those girls, please. Look at Brittany Renner crashing out in her car and really is not doing anything, because all of these men that she had access to due to them finding her attractive and finding her beautiful, what did that get her? Nothing. Nothing. The same way, yeah, and just like Emily said, India Love. India Love looks so worn out and ran through. She still looks pretty, but you can tell that she's been getting energy vampired for a long time. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, so if there's any women you think, oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm pretty enough. I don't know if my body is good enough. I don't know about my hair. I don't know. Think about that. Think about the most beautiful woman that you know, because their beauty is subjective to people. But think about them and think about their experiences. And then you'll feel better. And not saying that you want anybody to suffer, even, because they're attractive or anything. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it'll keep you grounded. Nonetheless, Gabrielle, did you have anything to say, sis?
Yeah, for sure. And I was gonna say, I for context, I didn't see the woman's her statement that she put out afterwards, but I mean, I definitely do think that, like, going to a Chris Brown concert, like, it is male centered. I mean, he clearly doesn't respect women, but just when it comes to the issue of, like, whether she, even though I really, like, don't like the idea of going to a Chris Brown concert, just like in this issue, I just have to say that I just do think it's okay. It is not I just feel like she's still, even if her response was kind of like, I don't know, like, not, well received. I just do think, just like on the principle of, like, just not wanting to be with, Usher or whatever. I just do still kind of feel like it was like her right to just, just say, no, I don't want him there. I mean, or I don't want him, like, all over me. And, like, I do think he kicked her off stage. Like, I know someone said that, her agreeing to go on the stage, it's like she kind of knew what it was. It's like, I do get that, like, male celebrities are known for doing that, but I think he kicked her off the stage. It was like an ego thing. Like, he was like him trying to, like, assert his power. Like, because I do think he could have just, sang or done something without being all over her. So it's, but that's just my opinion. I think he just felt like because he's quote unquote Usher, she should be all over him and should be, throwing her bra at him or something. I don't know. I think his ego was bruised by that, and I don't think he removed her for her comfort. It was more of him, like, trying to, like, get back at her. But yeah, like, some of the comments said he was trying to shame her. He knew it would go viral. He knew his fans would attack her. He knew what he was doing, and, like, I mean, I probably wouldn't want to be friends with her in real life, because it's like, I really wouldn't want to be friends with someone at a Chris Brown concert. But just, like, on this issue, I just do think, it was her right to say, you know what, I don't want Usher all over me. But that's just my opinion.
All right. I got you, Gabrielle. I mean, I don't think nothing that she said was wrong. I just see all the sides, but that's normally what I be trying to do. But I totally don't think anything you said was wrong. Let's see here. Cool story. You have something to say?
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, listen, what's going on, lady? Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, nobody likes Chris Brown. I think the ladies love Usher the most. Chris Brown. I mean, Usher. Yeah, Chris Brown is just. I don't know why. I don't know. He's not all that. Usher. The ladies love Usher. Like, the ladies drool over Usher. So I think Usher had the right to kick her out, because you guys know the song. You got it bad, and I want, like, come on now. Like, come on now. We know Usher got the lyrics, the rhymes, got the style, the dance moves. You knew Michael Jackson. I mean, come on now. All the girls love Usher. Like, you know this song, man.
So,
You know.
I don't know. Cool story. You sound like you like him. You think he's sexy? Cause you sound a little bit more hyped up on him than we here. Like, I'm kind of taking it back, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and drop you down so that you can get back to jerking off to Usher's concert footage, okay? Cause I don't want to stop you from doing that, because I just got this whole mental picture of you just with a whole bucket of Diddy's baby oil, pleasuring yourself to Usher's music and his dance moves, because that was pretty gay. Like, I don't like to say that a lot, but, like, am I tweaking? That was pretty gay. Like, and you're talking about the ladies. Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. Oh my God. What was the problem? What was going on? That was so homo. Like, I don't even know what to say. Like, bro, that is the gayest thing that I've witnessed this year. And I see a lot of gay stuff because I be seeing them streamer clips all the time. You know how they like to play gay, but baby, what are you talking about? And then he was singing too. That was just too much. That was just too much. Talking about the ladies love Usher. First of all, who? Cause I can recognize that Chris Brown and Usher have both made songs that I have enjoyed, but I've never liked either of them like that. So I don't know what we talking about, but it just sounds like you like them. Okay. And I wish more men would be honest about that. Like you like them. You know how like when men will talk about like Future and they would be like, "Oh no, Sierra, she really want Future. Like she not happy with Russell. She be thinking about Future all the time. Like he the man. No, you think he's the man. You know what I'm saying? So let's get this together. Like you. But nonetheless, let me stop playing. Goodness, that just really blew me, bro. Let me block that man. He said, "Host, you accidentally dropped me." You know I didn't accidentally drop you. I dropped you on purpose so that you can go ahead and keep pleasuring yourself. All right. Have a great day. Bye bye. I blocked him. Yeah, he was singing too. Tykia, like that blew me. I couldn't even. This man was singing. Like that was just way too much. That was scary. And it's like every time I give the men a chance to like say something like that, they're always so disappointing. Like they're just always disappointing. I just don't know what to say. Like I don't know. Anywho, Kalandra, did you have something to say, sis? They do, Gabrielle.
Was Monica gonna go first?
Oh yeah. Okay, I can get to Monica, and then you go, Kalandra. Sorry about that. Go ahead, Miss Monica. How you doing?
No, I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. I had to laugh because I am I am a big Usher fan. I'm not big enough to go to concert.
Don't get them cherries. Get them cherries, Monica.
I buy my own cherries. I got my own maraschino cherries. I buy my own. But yeah, that them cherry stuff is a little bit too much. I'm like, okay, all right. Yeah, I was like, when she moved her face, I ain't gonna laugh. I'm not gonna lie. Even though I am a big Usher fan, I did kind of chuckle at that. I was like, dang, that's messed up. My thing is when her rebuttal was stupid. I dislike with my core. I can't say the H word, but I dislike with my core when lighter complected women they want to result to their so-called looks. And when I say so-called looks, I'm saying like just because you're light, you're not cute. Like that's my whole thing. Just because you're light don't mean you're attracted. There's some light-skinned ugly women, like And her rebuttal was stupid. She should have just said, "Hey, I didn't feel comfortable. I'm really a big Chris Brown fan, and that's why I moved my head because I was here to see, the artist that I liked." But my thing is back to that. I might get some pushback. I'll probably will get some pushback on this one. But if you here to see somebody else, why get on the stage? Like you can't if you say no to him or say no to somebody else, he can move on to the next person. He would have moved on to the next person. You'd be like, "Oh no, like no, I'm not your fan. I'm not your fan." And you're like, "Dang, are you sure?" "No, I'm fine." "Are you sure?" "I'm fine." He probably went on to the next because when he did those little cherry things and he would go around put the cherries in the face of the women, some of the women would take the cherry, some wouldn't, and those who didn't take the cherry, he was like, "All right, on to the next." But yeah, it's just yeah, and so yeah, that's the thing. Like I just feel like there's a right way to say no. She should have said no. But I understand, like, we as women, we don't, a lot of us don't, like, flat out say no to a man, to a man, like, they said, "Hey, do this, do that." Majority of the times, we don't say no. We want to be polite. We don't want no backlash. So, yes, I understand if she did that. But if she's talking all that cash money, sugar, honey, iced tea like that, I'm kind of like, baby girl, you could have said no. Like, you really could have said no. So so that's the only thing I'm gonna say about that. Like I feel like I just feel like that one she could have said no to that situation if you're there for somebody else, because it's like there were several times that like women said no and he was just like, okay, no, okay, I know somebody else would, but yeah, but I just
All right.
that's one thing I'm gonna land with that.
All right, I got you, Miss Solan Pisces. All right, so let me go down to Kalandra.
It kind of reminded me. I don't know if y'all ever saw that viral video, but this he was a barista and he told this one girl, he was like, "It would be free if you tell me I'm handsome," and then she gave him $10 and told him to keep the
I saw
change.
that.
That it kind of reminded me of that because his feelings look deeply hurt when she
If
gave
some
him the
guys,
10
man,
and told him to keep the change.
yeah, I would do that too, because I was like, if you, it's free if you tell me I'm handsome and you're not handsome, I'm like, here's the 10,
Wait,
keep the
what?
change,
We
give me my
don't
pep
care
cup.
what a man does to a woman as long as he's attractive. What that supposed to mean?
Okay,
Wait a
baby girl,
minute.
did
I
you
added
not?
her up. I added her up because this is definitely not a
That is
space where
not
women
true.
even feel that way. I don't even know what would even make you say that, because but I'm gonna wait till you finish, Kalandra, and then I can ask
No, she go ahead and
Lola
go
what
because I
she
want to
means.
understand what she meant by that.
Yeah, because we definitely care. Like we're not fan. Soulline is a fan of Usher, but I'm not, and I don't think most of the ladies or Chris Brown. I'm not a fan of either of them like that. Like I said earlier, I can recognize that they've made songs that I have enjoyed, but I'm not a fan of either of them, and I would never give them a dime dollar to see them at all. So what are you talking about, Lola? I'm confused.
I just don't understand the prompt. You're still promoting them.
I'm not
Like, you know they
promoting
hate women,
anybody.
right?
I'm not promoting anybody. This is a discussion. This is, first of all, this is an AI generated the thumbnail. I just asked the thumbnail to do Chris Brown versus Usher to talk about inviting girls on stage. I don't like either one of them, so I'm not encouraging or supporting either of them. This is why it's important to think before you speak and hear what people's perspectives are before you start talking crazy, because then you end up looking stupid. Because what are you talking about? Once again, I'm confused. Hello?
Is this not promoting them? Is this not like
No, it's not
pointing
promoting
them
them.
in a positive light?
No,
Also, I
because
don't think
nobody
women
has
should
said
be just
anything.
going on stage with these dudes anyways. Most of these male
Nobody.
celebrities
Okay,
are
all
not
right.
good people.
Hold on. Let me just say this. Nobody promoted going on stage with them. The majority of the women up here said they wouldn't go on stage with either one of these individuals, including myself. So once again, what are you talking about? Exactly. That she left, not me. Cause she's a goofy. Like, I really hate women that want to come up there and say something stupid. And she's reporting me too. If she made a comment in the chat, if y'all could block her, cause she's just reporting. Like, what a freaking weirdo. Talking about, is this not reporting? I don't. Let me block her. Like, I see her right here in the comments.
Blocked her. I got her.
Stupid. Like, I just
I do
so
want to
dumb.
make a response to that. I think that for her to sit up there and say that, girl, we didn't go to his concert and spend our money on it, but it is a bunch of women out there that did go do that. So I mean, and all we doing is talk about the situation. We not telling people to go support him, but you need to be going to tell that to the people that is out here spending their hard-earned money on these people, because I think somebody told me that the tour was sold out, but I don't know.
I know certain cities their tours sold out. Like I said, I'm a fan of his, but I ain't like how I am of certain artists where I'm desperately want to see them in concert. It's just I get your music, I listen to it, I bump it, and I keep it moving. But like
I
I
just
said,
can't believe she tried to come over here and tried to like
yeah,
check somebody. Like, I really don't even understand what the deal is. I don't know you from a can of paint. Like, what? Like, you know what I'm saying? There's a plenty of other places that you could be and talk to women that really are like super fans of theirs. Not me though. And then once I told you that, you someone thought, is this not promoting them? What did I say? Like, hey, yeah, you guys, you should go see these guys. They're super awesome and amazing. Two sexy guys. I didn't say anything like that. But I feel like some women, and I'm not even mad at her. I mean, she still got to be blocked, but I just think some women are so upset but they feel more comfortable to come and get at a person, a woman, than they do these men. Because I can guarantee you her big bucket head ain't nowhere where the men at talking to them like this, because she already know they not gonna let her say nothing. So it's just like, oh, okay. But
You
you
definitely
want
right
to come
about
in here
that.
with the ladies. What you say, Kalandra?
No, I was saying that you're right about that because I was in the live yesterday and I got cursed out by women because they had a live. I don't know if y'all saw that viral video of that Netflix trend where the woman was like, if Netflix asked me to do a documentary about her husband being a PDM, and he
Yeah, I
unalived
saw
her
that.
and himself. I was in the live yesterday and they were blaming her, saying she provoked him. And the way those women chucked me off, oh my god! I was saying that I didn't agree with that of the prompt, and I said the prompt is very bad. And it was women in there that was saying that I didn't know what I was talking about, and women like me are the problem. It was wow.
That's real crazy. That's real crazy. I seen people blaming her as well. And I'm just like, first of all, she did what she was supposed to do. Because if she found out her husband was a PDF file and she didn't do nothing about it, or she didn't acknowledge it, people be talking about oh, you don't care about the kids. You're a pick me, you male center, look at you. You stand with that man who touching on kids. So the lady decides to leave, as she should, and now she can't express herself about her experience. So now it's like you're you know what I'm saying? Like that doesn't even make now she's still in the wrong. Like that don't even make no type of sense. But I really feel like men are just a lot of times so vindictive because you got caught up, being a PDF file, and you mad at me because I don't want to be with you no more. And you want to unalive me and yourself? Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. It just don't make no sense. And actually, I also wanted to, and I might even do the same live today. I might just end the live today, and then restart it with these two cases of black men unaliving black women, and both of them, their dads, one, their dad tried to intervene, and then the other one, the father was in the home. And so I know that people were saying that, oh, black women are the reason why black men are unaliving black women, instead of it being something wrong with them. But now all of these recent cases of black men unaliving black women and their mothers, and yeah, they have fathers in the home, fathers with them. So if y'all are unaliving black women when you don't got a daddy around, and when you got a daddy around, then who does that mean that the problem is? It means that it's wrong. But oh yeah, and let's see here. Tay not there or not here. You said, will I be talking about the Kendra Scott situation? I did already. I talked about it in a few different lives. I also had to go with somebody else's live, which I very rarely do, and cuss out the black women there, because not really cuss them out, okay, but just like say they were disgraced and like go crazy, because it was so many black women making excuses, calling him a boy, but then acting like the 13-year-old was a grown woman. If this 20-year-old man is a boy, then what do you think the 13-year-old girl is? You know what I'm saying? Just disgusting. Those black women, it was really making me so mad. And it's the same thing about Usher right now. It's so many black women, saying, whoa, Usher, we love Usher. Usher's our king, and all of this stuff. And it's just, I don't know. Like, black women have a addiction to protecting and defending men that would never, ever in their lives do the same. And I feel like it's so sad that black women are like that. And I believe that the majority of black women are like that, frankly. And I think that's the reason why the imbalance of power and how entitled and nasty that black men are to black women, that's the reason why it continues to happen, because black men know they can do whatever and say whatever and gaslight you, and you're still going to defend them. Black men have literally spent decades telling black women that colorism is
a fantasy. Nobody's being colorist to you because you're dark skinned. Even though we got all these songs where we say that light skinned women look better and they're the prize. Stop playing. That's just a preference. Look at us when we say that white women, we're dating only white women. You shouldn't be mad about that. Why should you? That's just the choices that we're making. It doesn't mean that I don't like you. That doesn't mean that. But then as soon as Love Island came on and black men felt like a black man wasn't at the top of the top, now all of a sudden we want to talk about colorism, racism, how preferences is so hurtful to the black man, and why do people hate dark-skinned black men? And so many black women were co-signing black men's delusion. So I don't know. I just feel like all of these things will never change. But for anybody that just came in here, I would never go to a Chris Brown or Usher concert, whether they were together or separate, either one of them. So we're just talking about that girl that was on the stage with Usher and stuff like that. But
Sugar, I just had to
Yolanda.
ask you one question. Are you gonna do a video about that story that I sent you?
Which one?
I sent you the one about the 15-year-old black boy that unalived the 16-year-old black girl and her little brother.
Dang. Yes,
Did you
I
see
meant to tell
that?
you about that. Girl, first of all, after you sent me that, I looked that up. Wild. They said that she had only been talking to him for like a couple weeks. And he went in there and unalived her and her brother. And at some point, and I know a lot of people don't believe in God and stuff like that. But let me tell you something. If you do believe, or even if you don't, but you believe in karma or something like that, or whatever, or energy returning, I promise you that all of these red pill men, all these men that make content to where they degrade women and they make it seem like women are not human beings, and their brain, and they know that their audiences are 12, 13, 14, 15, 16-year-old boys, and they are altering their brain chemistries and making them feel entitled to girls. And they're actually unaliving these girls. I promise you, y'all are gonna pay for that. Y'all are gonna pay for that. Now, I believe whether it's this life or the next, you're gonna pay for it. However, come on now, because this is ridiculous. Because Calandra sent me that story about that boy, like she just said. There was another one that happened like a couple years ago. It was a Hispanic boy. I think she was like 16, and I think he was 16. And he broke into the girl's window to her bedroom and unalived her. And the girl's brother ended up walking in on it or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. And he made him help him put her body underneath the bed. And it's just like, y'all not even having any clear, cohesive thoughts about nothing, or coherent thoughts. Because what in the world do you think is going to happen? You putting her under the bed means nothing. In just a couple of days, she'll probably start smelling, and you're still going to jail. You didn't even unalive the brother. So what do you think he finna do soon as you leave? Tell. You're going to jail. Like, people really need to talk about, and it's like really serious, that red pill is really a problem. But it's like, because it's only happening, the effects are only being directed towards women, nobody cares. But it's a serious problem. And ain't nobody gonna tell me that isn't also a part of the reason why so many black women, even more black women, are getting unalived every day. Even the like Calandra, the story she just said, even the teenage girls. Now you think about liking somebody when you 15, 16 that you wasn't supposed to or whatever. That's the time for you to make that type of error. Now you can't even make that error as a teen, or you could be in the ground. My God, like, for real. I remember I liked this boy when I was in high school. His name was Eric. And he was like a lot of girls liked him in high school. He was like the ladies' man. And I remember really just liking him so much. I remember taking my car. I think I was like 16, because he lived in my neighborhood, driving past his house and everything. Later on down the line, he ended up getting unalived by somebody. And it's just like, you could make mistakes in choosing the wrong character of people. I feel like in high school, that's the time to do it.
But now it's like these young girls don't got a chance. It's just sad, man. It really is. It's so sad. Sad is not even a word. It's something worse than that. But I gotta disconnect from the feeling right now before I start crying. Go ahead, Brown Sugar.
Hey, ladies.
Hey.
How's everyone doing? The story that Kalandra was talking about is a story from my city, which is so unfortunate, and I feel so bad for the parents actually walking in and finding two of your children being unalived. And at first they didn't know who did it or whatever, but I feel like it was somebody that she knew, and the fact that she only seen the boy twice and he was crashing out like that. But it's just like, I'm not surprised, because Baltimore dudes, any dude, but especially dudes from Baltimore, they are the worst. They are worse. They are entitled. They are very unhinged. And I'm not surprised this little dude did that to her. The news has been kind of hush because in Maryland they don't like to show the faces of juveniles. But from what I know, I think he's being charged as an adult. Get out of that dirt, Cassie. Um, But yeah, the Chris Brown. So what's the discussion going on about the girl on the stage? Because I seen the video and she was stiff, and I was like, I get it. Like, I think they said she had a man, but usually like the girls that go up there on the stage, they want to be sexualized and touched on by them, which I don't understand by Usher, because he allegedly has the herpes. So I wouldn't want him touching me, his saliva, he's singing, he might spit by accident. Like, I just wouldn't want to risk it. And I don't know why there's so many black women, wanting to go to the concert. We supposed to be cheering. I know they came to the door. We supposed to be cheering that cheering and celebrating that Chris Brown could be potentially facing 3 years in jail. We're not supposed to be going to their concerts and celebrating them and putting money in their pockets. So I'll land there for now because I did just jump in, but thank you.
Oh, no problem, sis. I got you. Yeah. I mean, Usher was very sweaty, y'all. He was dripping a lot. He was dripping a lot of sweat. I would be like, I don't know if y'all ever heard this story that Jamie Foxx told about. I think he was working on Any Given Sunday, and he said that Al Pacino had spit on his lip. And he said that he was still doing the scene and he was holding his lip like, trying not to, that's how I'd have been the whole time. Like, ooh, let me dodge these sweat drops. Because I don't know. I don't find sweat attractive. Like, I think sweaty men are gross. Like, I don't want you with your sweat all dripping all over me. I think it's nasty. So I don't care if you a celebrity or not. Sweat is sweat. You are a man just like anybody else. Get off of me. Don't be dripping on me. You know what I'm saying? I always thought it was gross. Like, I remember I seen this clip of David Banner, and he was performing, and he was like real sweaty. Okay? He took this rag and wiped his face, neck, chest, everything, stuck it in his pants, and wiped his balls, and then threw it at this lady. And the lady like, yes. I would have been like, I'm calling the police. You stay right there, David Banner. I'm going to the glove compartment to get the blick, all right? Because now you get it. Yeah, you just stay right there. I'm finna air this place out. Honestly, because what are you doing? Yuck. So I don't know what be wrong with people. Like, for real, that is so nasty. You know how somebody ball sacks probably stank? They up there sweaty and hot. And you want me to stop it. Get up out of here. Like, that's so nasty. And I know Usher probably stank because he's sweaty. He up there. And you still a human being. You ain't the way that you telling me you working hard like that and you don't smell some type of weird. You know what I'm saying? I know that you do. But I don't know. I wouldn't want to do it. And I wouldn't want to do it for Chris Brown either. Like, for real. And I don't even understand how women don't recognize that Chris Brown is unhinged. I don't know if people ever look at some of his pictures. Like, his eyes look very demonic. Very demonic. And Usher looks like he's been through a lot of stuff, has done a lot of things that are unholy. So I don't really understand the fascination with either of them on a personal level. Now, once again, let's say you wanted to stream their music on iTunes or Apple Music or Spotify or whatever. But I supporting them like this, I don't understand it. I just don't understand it. Why would you go there? Why would you pay him $1,000 to take a picture with you? That's just very weird. I don't know. I just don't get it. I don't get it. But you know what I feel like, and then I'm gonna let y'all speak again. But I feel like I am actually kind of envious of, maybe even borderline jealous of the way the Black community rallies around Black men to protect them. Like anything that affects Black men instantly becomes a priority. Like when Black men are losing their lives from police brutality, it's something that we need to talk about. When Black men are unalived by any means, oh, we got to talk about protecting our Black kings. When their feelings are hurt, when they got to pay child support, when they feel like they're unwanted by Black women, oh, we have to talk about all of these things. When anytime women talk about how mostly men are the ones doing the preying on young kids in the community, then people talk about, oh, well, what about the women that do it? What about the women that do it? And it's just like, I know people would talk about the Black community is not capable of banding together and rallying together and protecting. Yes, they are. They show that every day in how they treat males, Black males. And I never understood why it's so easy to protect Black men, but not Black women, who are supposedly the weaker ones, which I don't believe that. But at least we are, weaker on a physical level, like as far as like strength wise. So it's just like, why is it that we're not fit to do that? I sat there and watched the Steve Wilkos episode today of a Black woman who is a principal at a school meets a Black man through a pen pal program that has to register as a S offender for his lifetime. She goes, starts dating that man, gets pregnant, and builds a relationship with him and marries him, all the while knowing that he's a registered S offender, and says, I don't believe he did it. And then Steve Wilkos asks her, like, well, we's up here to take the lie detector test today. What if he fails? She says, it don't matter if he fails or not. I'm still going to be with him. I built a family with him. She had 2 kids with this man, and she had children, and moved this man into her home. And it's just like, and she had everything. Successful, educated, attractive Black woman. And you think about it, would a successful, attractive Black man ever lower his standards and get with a Black woman that had I say bad reputation? Maybe she used to be a corn star and she had like 4 kids by 4 different men. Like she was broke. She didn't have anything. You think he would lower his standards for her? No, he wouldn't. And I don't understand why Black women do that. It's so weird. Like, I don't know. I think like I said, I'm just envious of the privilege that Black men specifically are able to have in the Black community, because it's definitely a privilege, and it's a privilege that only applies to the males in the community. But I don't know. Courtney, did you have anything to say, sis?
I really didn't have too much to say. I'm still just listening. Yeah.
I had to unmute myself. Okay, I got you, Courtney. Did you have anything to say, Zuri?
I just wanted to say, as far as when you were talking about how these men have so much privilege, it is so true. I recently saw a video of this older woman. She looked like she was in her 30s, maybe 40s, was shopping at a grocery store, and some boy, he was 15 or 16, came up to her and trying to holler at her and kept asking her for a hug. And in the most nicest way, she kept on saying no, like, boy, where your parents at? Trying to play around, but, say no, but in the nicest way possible. at the end of the video, where I guess it became obvious that she didn't want to give him a hug, the little boy punched her. And instead of her screaming and saying, oh, hell no, she still remained quiet and still tries to coddle this man, well, this boy, coddle him and protect his feelings and ask him, why are you doing that? And it's just like we feel the, even when we're getting hurt, we feel the need to still protect these boys, these men, whatever. And he was 15, 16 years old. Where are your parents? And why do you feel the need that you can come up to an older woman and harass her and then put your hands on her, and she still felt the need to be like, oh baby, what? Oh, like it was mind-boggling. And as far as with the Chris Brown situation, even though we already established what we feel about her, but I feel like these things should happen more often. We should embarrass these men more often, because the only Usher feel like he's hot shit because women be going crazy over him. And that was reality check that, yes, not every woman thinks you are hot shit. Get out her face, you musty. He's showing his booty on stage. Like, we want to see that. Like, what? You think you too fine. Now you doing a little too much. So we should definitely be embarrassing these men way more often, and the world will be a happier place. That's all I gotta say.
Zuri, Zuri, I know you did. She said you must eat. Ooh. Hey, look, I agree with what Zuri said. And you know what? He did blow me when I seen them clips of him showing his butt. I was like, who is on your team? Sir, like who is wanting to see that, unless you are doing that for trade, baby, because who's trying to see that? Like, look, I'm not trying to speak for all of the women on the panel, but I feel like I can speak for the women on the panel and the women also in the chat. I don't think that I've ever heard a woman that is attracted to men ever say that, oh, you know what turns me on? Seeing his butt crack. I don't think I've ever heard any women talking about they like seeing butt cracks. Like, I don't know. I'm sure that was just blowing me, because I was just wondering who exactly was that for? Who was that for? I don't know. I don't know who it was for. Because I just feel like anytime you're advertising your behind as men, it's for other men. Because, men that are gay, they tend to really like to see imagery of butts. So I don't know. I just thought that was like very weird, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Because what? But I don't know. I think Chris Brown and Usher right now are trying to compete to see who can turn the ladies on more. But, in my opinion, they're just turning off. Some women like them, but they're just turning me off, both of them. But nonetheless, y'all, I think I'm going to end the live because I really do want to also talk about femicide. So this is kind of like a lighthearted live, but I also haven't had a Black Femicide live in a while, and I want to do that too, because it's been so many stories I heard of this week and last week, and then y'all be sending me stories that I didn't hear about either, and so it's just like, what the heck is going on? Like, go ahead, Brown Sugar.
Yeah, I wanted to piggyback on that topic that you said about how there was a lot of enraged feelings from Black men regarding KC when it comes to colorism, but I didn't see any outrage from Black men when Lotto and Doja Cat was sexualizing them in their video. And it's just like, Black men only care about colorism when there probably is another Black woman in the room and people are on her side, or it's non-favorable to them. But Black men don't care about them being stereotyped. They don't care about them being sexualized by the preferences. They don't care about colorism then. They only care when they're quote unquote on the top, but they're not on the top. You're actually getting demonized and being used as a sexual object. These are what the women think about you. They think of you as sex toys, someone to just show off, to be a thug, wear your do-rag, have a whole bunch of muscles. Like, these women don't care about your character, your heart. They only care about your physical appearance. And it kind of reminds me of how it was in slavery, when they used to analyze the black men, making sure that they were breeding them to be strong, tall, use a big boy, like, stuff like that. It's just like, I don't know what's wrong with black men, but they pick and choose their outrage, and it's very selective, and it's extremely annoying, but they only care about colorism when another black woman is in the way. If a preference calls them an N-word or sexualizes them based on their skin tone, they don't care. And I'll land there.
I mean, I definitely agree with you. That's definitely the case. And, I don't know. Like I said, I don't feel like any of these things will. I say this now. I think I'm going to start saying it more frequently, but I don't know if it'll ever change, at least not in my lifetime or the lifetime of anybody that's listening to this right now, simply because, black women would have to stop mammying. And it's just, and people like to always put it on the older women and be like, oh, the older generation, they was mammies. The grandmas and the mamas and the aunties was mammies. It's plenty of mammies that's in the young generation too. They the same way. They feel like, just like that girl that was up there that rejected Usher. There was nothing wrong with her rejecting Usher, right? But she based her whole value system on whether she's attractive to a male. Because when you talk about pretty privilege and I'm so fine, you're not talking about being fine to other women. You're not. Because you don't care. You don't care if other women think you're cute. You care if these Negroes do. These men do. And if you don't like black men, then you care if these other races of men do. That's what you care about. So I don't know why we acting like the mammying is not in all of the generations of the women, the grannies, the mamas, the daughters. I don't know why we're not acting like that, because that is the truth. So I don't think that any of these things will change no time soon. And it's very upsetting. I don't know what to say. Like, I feel that there's nothing that will ever change as far as this to go. Madonna says she does look better than Usher though. Well, I'm not saying that she does or she doesn't. All I'm saying is that when she talks about pretty privilege and, a face card and all of that, she doesn't mean on how she's perceived by women. That's the last thing on her mind. I can guarantee you that. And I don't speak in absolutes, but I would 100% guarantee you that she means how she's perceived by males. Because that is unfortunately what most women put their desirability on, is whether men find them attractive or not. And you have to, I think you deprogram from that sort of when you get older, but still, some women never deprogram from that junk. But anyway, yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here, y'all. And I will come back maybe today, but if not, I'll come back tomorrow. And I will talk about femicide, because we gotta talk. It's a whole bunch of crazy stuff going on, and I think it's time for us to talk about that too. But wait, before I get out of here, Gabrielle, did you have anything to say, sis?
Oh no, this was a good live, and I think I should be around tomorrow to catch the next one, because I do think obviously that's an important topic. But yeah, I'm glad I was able to be part of this one.
All right, I'm glad you were too, Gabrielle. When you don't be here, I'll be missing you. All right then, ladies. I appreciate all of you beautiful, lovely ladies, these black queens in the chat, also the black queens on the panel. Appreciate all of you guys. I will, no problem, no Emily. I will definitely, like I said, I might come back later today, but if I don't, I'll definitely come back tomorrow. And just so that you know, if you're a black woman and you're listening to this, just know that you are awesome, amazing, special, valuable. You just all of that and then some. And make sure that you tell yourself that too. All right. Love y'all. And hopefully y'all have a great rest of y'all Monday. See y'all later. Bye, Teapot Cutie. I'll try to come